Hey everybody, Super DJ Rich Steele here for Digital DJ Gear. Today we're going to cover 5 tips to help you when you're DJing for a big major artist. Before we jump in, please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on notifications for more videos from Digital DJ Gear. If you get to DJ for a big time artist, it's guaranteed that you're gonna have a huge crowd in front of you. You're gonna have a big opportunity. Everything is humongous. But with big opportunities comes big fear. The anxiety from being on stage. Knowing that 1,000+ people are looking at you, the pressure at that point is on. So I'm about to give you 5 tips to help you while that pressure is on. Being prepared with the artist's music. Being prepared with the artist's music is super important. Let's just say you get to talk to the artist before you go on and they're like, we're gonna be performing these 3 songs. Depending on what the vibe is with the crowd, the artist might go through the songs fast or he might go through them slow. The thing is, when an artist is performing, they're usually performing for a certain amount of time. So if they go through those songs fast, they might have extra time that they're obligated to perform on stage. So what's the artist gonna do? They're gonna look back to the DJ and they're gonna be like, hey DJ, play this song that was a hit from like a year ago from my catalog. Guess what? If you don't have that song in your library, you're either stuck trying to download with a Serato face in the middle of 1,000 people, or you're gonna say, I don't have it, and it's gonna make you look a little foolish in front of a huge crowd. We definitely don't want you to look bad in front of a crowd. We don't want you to look bad in front of an artist. And most important, we don't want you to look bad in front of that venue so that you get hired again. Make sure that you have all that artist's music and back catalog just in case, because you never know what they're gonna ask you to play. All right, guys, tip number 2. Know the audience that you're gonna be in front of. Okay, there are tons of artists that use DJs for their stage performances. And let's face it, nowadays to hire a DJ is a lot cheaper than hiring like a 10-piece band or hiring a big orchestral front, because a DJ is simply playing a clean file and it's one person. So it's super important to know the audience that you're gonna be in front of. If you're DJing for an R&B artist, you know what? The odds are that the crowd in front of you is gonna be fans of R&B. So as an opener DJ, you wanna get that crowd pumped up, but you wanna do it with relative music. So you know what? I would grab R&B hits. And then you know what? Use the R&B hits to amplify an R&B crowd. If you're DJing for a reggae artist, guess what? They're gonna be listening to dancehall in that crowd, or they're gonna be fans of reggae music. So what type of music are you gonna pump them up with? Reggae music, dancehall music, soca music, anything Caribbean that might be to their liking. If you go into a reggae show and then you go in with some EDM or rock, or there's gonna be a couple people in the crowd that might like it, but the majority didn't come to see an EDM act. They didn't come to see a rock act. They came to see a Caribbean act, a dancehall act, a reggae act. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna pump up that crowd with that type of music. Stay relative to the music and genre of the artist that you are DJing for. All right, guys, tip number 3. It is super important to communicate and prep with the artist before the performance. I know a lot of these guys don't feel like they have to prep, or you know what, some artists, they come in right from their Sprinter outside directly on stage, so you're not gonna have that time to prep with that artist. It's not always possible, but in the times that it is possible, I strongly suggest that you communicate with the artist and you prep with them. There might be terminology that that artist wants you to know that you won't be aware of unless you communicate with him. Some artists, when they want you to lower the music down because they feel like communicating with their audience, they might put their hand down like this to tell you lower the music. Or if you're DJing for a Caribbean artist, Serrani, and he tells you to pull up, that means to take the needle off of the record. Whether using a controller or not, pull up means to stop the record. You know what? Somebody that's DJing only in the United States might not know that that's what pull up means. How would you figure that out? by communicating with the artist before the show. There might be specific instructions on the artist when he wants you to cut off the music, so he might just give you a sleight of the hand, or to lower or to raise up. Regardless of what the communication methods that artist has, it's important for you to know what the signs are so that you can be quick and agile when that artist is asking you to do those actions. Tip number 4, sound check. Guys, sound check is super duper important. If you go on stage without a sound check, a lot of the times these artists, whether the club sound system, arena, or stadium sound system is preset, some artists from DJing or from performing for many years, our hearing isn't as good. Some artists are hearing impaired. Some artists just have a hard time listening just from being in front of monitors or studios their whole life or having headphones on. Their hearing is not that good. So when you're on stage, they might be like, hey, put those monitors up, blast them. If you don't do that sound check, the higher you put that monitor, depending on mic placement, you might be in feedback city, where the higher you try to put the monitor, you're gonna get the woo, and then it's a nightmare because the artist is gonna be like, I can't hear. The higher you're putting it, you're just getting feedback, and now all this is taking away time from the performance, it's taking away your attention and energy from where it should be. So handle the stage presence and the preparation beforehand. Know where to place your monitors and expect to have them super loud for the performance so that everything can go flawlessly, and on top of everything, that the performer is happy so they can hear themselves. Okay, tip number 5, ladies and gentlemen, and my final tip, match the artist's energy. There was one time that I had the opportunity to DJ for a reggae artist, Elephant Man. Guys, this guy's nickname is called the Energy God. So, so imagine me going on stage and I have to perform for somebody they call the Energy God. If I were to have been on stage, let's just say if I'm tired from a day job, or if, I went to the gym and I worked out too hard, or somebody drank a little bit too much before the show, you're gonna be all sloppy or tired on stage. And meanwhile, somebody called the Energy God is gonna come on stage, bouncing, giving the audience the energy that they actually want. And if you're DJing on some half asleep type of mentality, it's not gonna work. It's gonna make you look bad, it's gonna make the artist look bad, it'll even make the venue look bad for having you on stage. So ladies and gentlemen, please know the type of energy that artist is gonna have and match it. So there you have it, guys. Those were my 5 tips on how to DJ for a major artist. Guys, pay attention, these tips might save you. If I had somebody telling me these tips before I made the mistakes, I would have never made the mistakes I had in the past. So guys, pay attention, write these down, and please take notes so that you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did. We hope you enjoyed this video from Digital DJ Gear and Musically Yours. Be sure to leave a comment below if this video helped you, and check out these other videos we think you'd like. Until next time, thanks for watching.